Hey B2B publishers, my name's Nick Patero, and every week I host a video series called MagHub Monday. That's right, we talk about everything related to media, advertising, sales, and well, yeah, of course, we talk about MagHub too. This week I've got a special video for you with a client and a friend from Gardner Business Media, Bill Caldwell. Now, Bill is going to share a little bit about some sales enablement tactics that Gardner uses to make sure that their sales team has everything they need to get deals done. We're talking about proposals, we're talking about media kits, and the ways that you can optimize these, like I said, so your sales team can become more effective. Let's take a listen to Bill. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to MagHub Monday. I've got Bill Caldwell here from Gardner Business Media. Bill is the Director of Advertising and Operations inside the production team at Gardner. So, Bill, thanks for coming on the show.
Happy to be here, Nick.
Tell everyone who's watching a little bit about your day-to-day life, even maybe a little bit about what Gardner does if they're maybe unfamiliar.
Okay, so Gardner Business Media has been around since the 1930s. We produce trade publications that are geared towards the manufacturing world. So right now we have, maybe a dozen titles throughout North America. And again, it's all focused on manufacturing industries, automotive, composites, metalworking, plastics, etc. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And I've been working at Gardner for over 30 years now, so it's been a long time, and been enjoying it and looking forward to where we're going.
Excellent. Yeah. One of the things that I absolutely love about Gardner is the family company atmosphere. When you talk to a handful of employees at Gardner, and every one of them has been with the company for 15, 20, 30 years, you know it's a place that's worth staying at. Very cool.
Yeah, it's been a great place to work, and I, for one, met my wife there, and she still works there with me. So it's been a good trip.
I love it. What does a day-to-day look like for you at Gardner? What do you spend your time doing?
Yeah, a lot of things. So it's as you mentioned, it's a family-owned company, and we're small to medium size. We have over 100 employees, but anytime you're at a smaller company, you feel like you have your hands into a lot of different areas, not only production and advertising sales, but I work with the accounting team closely and the editorial teams closely. So it's kind of fun, and it makes the day exciting because you never know what you're going to kind of get into or where the day is going to lead. So that's a nice part about it. But my primary focus is on really the advertising and production side of the business, and making sure we get all the ads in from the sales staff, and get magazines produced, and ads on the websites and e-newsletters and things like that. So that's the primary responsibility.
Excellent. And one of the main reasons why we're here talking is because you've been kind of leaning a little bit more into the sales side to help them increase some of their operations, mostly in how they communicate media kit type information to their customers. So not too long ago, you guys implemented the proposal module from within MagHub, and that's really why we're here, kind of sharing your experience with that. So what did life before the proposal module look like?
So before we kind of got into MagHub in general, and using the proposals within MagHub, really each salesperson was on an island kind of doing their own thing. And they would be creating spreadsheets or Word documents or whatnot for their proposals. And they would come in a variety of different ways. And it took my team to kind of sit through and kind of decipher them because they were all different from one another. And so that was a little bit of a challenge to kind of get used to that. So management at one point decided, well, this probably work a lot better if we could kind of centralize the proposals and kind of make them all the same. So when our customers are seeing them, and when people internally are seeing them, it's very clear what they are, and what we're delivering and what we're offering and things like that. So So really consistency was the thing we were looking for, to try to make a nice consistent presentation that we could send out to our customers. And again, it would be this similar from one customer to another on what they were receiving. So that was the goal when we were talking about a proposal system. And then we met MagHub, and lo and behold, they kind of had a proposal kind of built in there already. So the last couple of years, we have been working on developing that within the MagHub system.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's taken, a little bit of time to expand into that because of the way the MagHub system functions, right? You can place insertion orders without creating a proposal. So this is kind of our team calls it a wrapper for an order, right? You kind of make it look pretty. So would you mind showing some examples of what you guys are doing at Gardner?
Sure. Yeah. So we, as you mentioned, we use the orders, obviously, and really we tell our sales team that, hey, you got a customer, they tell you this is what we want to do, send me an order, then we just have them send the order over and they can sign off on it real easy, and it's good to go. For some customers who may need a little more support as far as the presentation of the order or the proposal, we may need a little more, more of a, almost like a PowerPoint presentation, which is kind of how we designed our proposals here. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you a couple of things that we're doing. Great. Okay, so this is just one example. And what we started with the proposals was doing something kind of very simple. And basically, we just took our media guide, which we print, and essentially we just broke that down by page and or put that into the proposal. So here you see one. It's basically the media kit for our publication called AutoBeat. And we basically just broke down the pages and built each one of these into the proposal. So it's kind of a nice little presentation talking about our audience. And of course, it provides all the facts about as far as our rates and specs and things like that are all in here too. But it does allow our salespeople to tell a little bit of a story to their customer without talking to them in person. So again, just a nice little presentation. And I think this works very well, and it's very simple. As far as we didn't have to recreate the wheel with our designers, we used what they've already developed and just kind of threw it into the proposal builder. And what's also nice about this is that a lot of our sales guys have struggled with sending large attachments via email or something like that. Doing this within the proposal builder, you kind of eliminates that block because you don't have a huge file that you're sending in. You're basically just sending them a link where they can click the link and go into the client center and view this document, which could be 10, 20, 30 pages long if they choose to do that. So again, we started with the kind of the media kit idea. Another thing we're kind of toying with a little bit is we also do these market surveys. And again, this is another possible way you could use a proposal. Again, it just talks about, in our case, we're talking about the buying influences that our customers might be looking at before they make an immediate purchase. So again, it's just a nice little survey, provides a nice mix of information. And again, it's just a different sort of presentation that talks about how our customers are thinking about buying stuff, and again, encouraging them to use our media as a way to reach their customers. Again, it's another nice presentation that our design team built. And again, without recreating the wheel, we just kind of took that, threw it in the proposal builder. And again, it's another option for our sales team, depending on what type of message they want to communicate to their customers. So
interesting. I like this a lot. This one in particular, you're proving that you're an expert to your advertisers.
Right. Yeah, we want to be as much as we want to sell them advertising, we also want to be a consultant to them to help them with their business. And this is kind of proving that out, that we've taken the time, we know what their customers are looking for, and these are the ways we can help them.
Excellent. Now, you've shown a couple of examples. Obviously, a salesperson has a little bit of flexibility on what they include, what they don't include. Um, how many, so you said in the beginning, 12 approximately brands. Do you have 12 different proposal templates? Because the way that the system is set up, that at least from my perspective, is, you can give the team a list of templates that they can kind of start from and then add on different sections based off what they need. So is that kind of how you guys are approaching this too?
Yeah, that's exactly how we're doing it. So basically we have our different brands. I put out a proposal template for each brand, which has this basic media kit kind of built into it. We've also set up a proposal template, which is just more of a generic template, which just has the very basics. And the nice thing that MagHub developed recently, I don't know, within the last year or so, is now you can add a section, which is probably more useful and maybe more the direction where we'll go in the future, depending on how the sales team chooses to use this. So it's, in a way, that's kind of easier because the sales team can put in whatever sections they want rather than put in a big section and then eliminate pages that they may or may not want to use. So that I can see that being very useful as we move down the road with this, because some of these are pretty big. Maybe we want to break it down into smaller sections where the salesperson is just adding a section each time they send a proposal rather than starting with a larger template and then deducting pages as you go. So it's nice you have that flexibility either way.
Yeah, kind of like content block almost.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so with this, obviously you guys are going with more of a visual route, right? We've seen folks go with more of like, there are text-based sections, there are image-based sections. Pretty sure you can even write custom HTML in there. I don't know if you guys have played around with that a whole lot, but that is something I'm pretty sure you can do inside the proposal module as well. It's interesting. If someone's watching this video and they're kind of thinking about, oh wow, that looks really good, maybe I should try to take a stab at this and see if we can implement it for our team. A year ago, or approximately when you guys started thinking about using this, if you could give yourself some advice, your former self, about how to get started with the proposal module, what would that advice be? What would you suggest the first step in the process to look like?
Well, I know when I first started with it, I started really almost typing everything in myself and recreating what we had already created, and not using the work that our design team have already done building the media kit. So I probably wasted a lot of time trying to recreate the wheel than just starting with assets we already had ready. So then we got the idea, well, our design team is spending a lot of time making this media kits. Maybe we should just use that. And then it helps with our whole company message and branding and everything, and having consistency of message that all our people are using. And so that was the kind of the way we went. And again, we like the consistency of that. The design, it looks much better than what I initially produced when I first started with this at the very, very beginning. So that's good. Now, ideally, moving down the road, I'd like to see us probably evolve into something a little bit different, where maybe we could create some almost infographic type slides that address specific advertisers' concerns, like, why should I advertise at all? I'm sure everybody, all of us deal with that. You have a lot of customers or potential customers out there who just don't believe in advertising. Two, I believe in advertising, but why should I advertise with your company? So that I think that could be another kind of theme we go down with. And the other one is, okay, you always hear a lot about this. Print's no longer a valid media anymore. It's a dying media brand, or dying media. And so I think we have something to combat that as well. And so just having all these options in the salesperson's bag would be a good thing, that they can just knowing their customer, what their kind of complaints or hesitation might be to advertise, that you could have these tools in your in your bag that you can pull out, put in a proposal, and send to them. So.
All right, yeah, Bill, that was fantastic. If anybody
Yeah, do
has
we do okay?
You did great. Yeah, you did great. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And if anybody wants to get in touch with Bill to do a video like this or to help their sales team, he's basically outsourcing his services at this point. Just kidding, Bill. But you can find him in the Slack community. If you guys are in there, if you're not in there, let me know and we can get you hooked up inside the Slack community so you can chat with folks like Bill and other MagHub champions inside of kind of the same ecosystem. But Bill, this was awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Have a great Monday.